Ever wonder why the men who care the most often end up feeling the loneliest? It's a strange paradox, isn't it? You pour your heart into someone, only to watch them pull away, leaving you confused and maybe even frustrated. It can feel like caring too much is somehow the problem, but this is actually a common experience that holds a valuable lesson about attraction dynamics. In this video, we're going to explore why being overly forgiving and smothering affection can backfire, and how striking the right balance is essential to keeping the spark alive. By blending timeless Stoic wisdom with practical relationship insights, we'll show you how mastering your emotions can make you a more attractive, grounded partner. If you're ready to crack the code of love and discover how ancient Stoic principles can elevate your dating life, you're in the right place. This isn't just another relationship advice video, it's a mindset shift that can transform how you connect with others. Let's dive in. 1. Why excessive attachment lowers your value. Let's start with a tough truth. Women often walk away from men who seem to care the most, not because they don't want love, but because that intense attachment signals something deeper. It's not that your love is the problem, but rather the way it shows up. When you get too attached too quickly, you send a message that can actually repel her. It's not the love itself, but how that love is expressed. When you act as though you need her to complete you, that you can't be happy without her, it creates a sense of pressure. It feels suffocating, and it's often rooted in desperation rather than genuine connection. Let's break this down. Imagine you meet someone new, and from the start, you're planning your days around her, texting her non-stop, and canceling plans with friends just to see her. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but eventually she'll begin to ask herself, why is he so available? Does he have no other interests or goals? Why does he put me on such a high pedestal? This isn't about her playing games or keeping distance. It's about her innate desire to be with a man who is self-assured, has his own goals, and doesn't seek validation through her. Stoic wisdom, particularly the practice of memento mori, remember that you must die, reminds us of life's impermanence. It's not meant to be morbid, but rather to focus on what really matters. When you embrace this mindset, you realize that no relationship, no matter how intense, is permanent. This doesn't mean you shouldn't love deeply. It means you shouldn't attach your entire sense of self-worth to another person. By living a life full of your own passions, pursuits, and goals, you become more attractive, not because you're chasing her, but because you are already a complete, confident person. This shift in mindset is what makes you stand out. True connection is built on mutual respect and admiration, not dependency. When you stop sacrificing your own identity to keep her, you begin to cultivate your own strength, and that's when things truly shift. Women are drawn to men who are whole and independent, men who don't need them, but who choose to be with them. In short, stop chasing approval. Build a life so satisfying and full that she wants to be a part of it. 2. Hypergamy, the real reason she loses interest. Here's something many men don't fully understand. When a woman loses interest, it often has to do with a deeply ingrained subconscious drive, hypergamy. Now, before you dismiss this as shallow or materialistic, recognize that this instinct goes way beyond money or status. It's about survival. Women are wired to seek the highest value partner available, someone who will provide security, stability, and a better future for potential offspring. This drive isn't something she controls consciously, but it shapes her choices, even when she's not fully aware of it. You might think that showing how much you care, prioritizing her, and making her the center of your world will win her over, but often it does the opposite. When you become overly invested too soon, it triggers a doubt in her mind. If he's this eager to lock me down, is he really the best I can do? Why isn't he acting like a man who has other options? It's not that she doesn't appreciate your effort. It's that hypergamy pushes her to look for signs of strength and high value. A man who seems too eager too quickly often appears to lack those qualities. Let's say you're successful, confident, and articulate on the surface, but you start rearranging your life around her, texting her all the time, and making her your #1 priority before the relationship has even been solidified. Unknowingly, you lower your value in her eyes because your actions suggest a lack of internal strength and abundance. This doesn't make her a bad person, it's just that hypergamy guides her toward a partner who exudes confidence, self-assurance, and the ability to thrive independently. Instead of resenting this instinct, embrace it. Focus on your own growth, your own development, and your own self-improvement. When you invest in becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally attract higher quality partners. The real key here is to stop worrying about whether she's losing interest and instead ask yourself, am I living up to my potential? Am I building a life I'm proud of, regardless of who's by my side? When you live with this kind of self-respect, the right person will gravitate toward you naturally, not because you chased her, but because you embody the qualities she's instinctively drawn to. 3. The dangers of emotional decision making. One critical mistake many men make in relationships is allowing their emotions to drive their decisions. It feels natural, right? After all, love and excitement are powerful emotions. But when you make choices based purely on these emotions, you set yourself up for trouble. Emotional decision-making can lead to sacrificing your goals, compromising your values, and molding your life entirely around her. This might seem like devotion, but in reality, it weakens your frame and puts the entire relationship at risk. Think back to a time when you made an impulsive decision to please someone you care about. Maybe you rearranged your schedule for her, or gave up on something important to spend more time together. In the moment, it felt like you were showing her how much she means to you. But what you were really signaling is that you lack a strong foundation. It shows that you're willing to bend your needs just to make her happy, which can lead to an imbalance. Over time, she might start to question if you're capable of making strong, rational decisions when it really matters. A woman wants a partner who is her rock, not someone tossed around by every wave of emotion. A strong relationship is built on a solid foundation, and that foundation starts with you. When you prioritize logic and reason, you create stability. You become a man who is reliable, someone she can count on to make the right choice, even when emotions are running high. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, believed true wisdom came from acting according to principles, not just desires. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to make choices based on what feels good, whether that's avoiding conflict, pleasing someone, or indulging a fleeting emotion. But Seneca reminds us that these decisions often lead us astray. Instead, we should follow a path of clarity and moral integrity, making choices that align with our core values and long-term goals. When you integrate your emotions with your principles, you build trust and respect. You show her you're not just any man. You're a man of substance, someone who can be relied upon. This emotional discipline is rare and incredibly attractive. It signals maturity and strength, making you a partner she can trust and admire. 4. Women crave strength over attachment. Women are biologically wired to seek strength in a partner, someone who embodies resilience and security, especially during uncertain times. When you become emotionally dependent on her, constantly seeking her validation and approval, it triggers a deep, subconscious reaction. She starts to think, if he can't stand on his own, how can he be the strong protector I need? Let's contrast two men. The first man is constantly checking in, seeking reassurance, and adjusting his life around her. He thinks he's being loving, but he's actually revealing weakness. He needs her to feel secure. The second man is self-assured. He cares for her deeply, but he's not consumed by the relationship. His life isn't built around her. It's built around his own goals and purpose. He's emotionally stable and strong, and that makes him incredibly attractive. The reason women are drawn to strength over attachment is biological. Throughout human history, strength was associated with survival. The strongest men could protect, provide, and lead. Women intuitively seek out these qualities because they signal security and stability. When you become emotionally dependent on her, it sets off alarm bells in her mind. She starts to wonder, can he handle challenges? Is he emotionally strong enough to be my equal in the face of adversity? Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of inner strength and self-reliance. Epicurus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be truly attractive, you must become self-reliant. Build a sense of worth that doesn't depend on others' opinions. Be the kind of man who walks his own path with confidence and resilience. Women want a partner, not a project. They want someone they can rely on, not someone they have to carry emotionally. When you focus on building yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you become the partner she craves, strong, stable, and able to weather any storm together. Let's take a moment to internalize this. Strength over attachment can change how you see yourself and transform your relationships. If you're ready to embrace this mindset, type "I am strong, confident, and self-reliant" in the comments. This is more than just an affirmation. It's a commitment to prioritizing your growth, self-respect, and independence. The power of self-sufficiency, cultivating inner confidence. Let's start with something crucial. The strength and confidence you project in a relationship must come from within you. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others, especially from someone you're attracted to. But the key to long-lasting relationships isn't about constantly proving your worth or chasing after approval. It's about building a life that makes you attractive in and of itself. This is where the Stoic philosophy provides powerful insight. The Stoics teach us to cultivate self-sufficiency and emotional independence. By remembering the concept of memento mori, the idea that life is finite, we learn to appreciate the fleeting nature of our experiences and focus on what truly matters, being present and fulfilled in our own lives. This doesn't mean becoming cold or detached, but rather making sure that your happiness and self-worth aren't dependent on someone else's approval. It's the simple truth that when you stop chasing after her or anyone else for validation, you naturally become more attractive. You are building a life so rich in purpose, so satisfying in its own right, that she'll want to be a part of it. Not because you need her to validate you, but because you've already found fulfillment within yourself. 6. The slow fade. Why she pulls away. Quietly. Relationships don't always end with dramatic confrontations. More often than not, they fade away slowly. Have you ever noticed how someone you're seeing starts pulling back subtly? It's not a sudden rejection, but rather a quiet distancing. She might text less, be slower to reply, and seem less enthusiastic about plans. It can be painful because, as a man who's emotionally invested, you're focused on the moment rather than reading between the lines. You might think everything is fine because she hasn't explicitly said anything, but those subtle shifts in behavior are often telling you something crucial. She's emotionally distancing herself. In these moments, it's easy to panic and assume the worst. But as Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. In relationships, this means you need to observe with clarity, not through a lens of fear or emotion. Is she reaching out? Does she make an effort to see you, or do you have to initiate everything? Instead of chasing harder or forcing the relationship, let things unfold naturally. Show her that you respect her space. This not only helps you avoid the trap of desperation, but it signals to her that you're a man who can stand alone if necessary, a man of strength and stability. This controlled response to her distancing doesn't make you cold, it makes you emotionally mature. By not chasing, you signal that you're secure and able to stand on your own. If she's interested, she'll come back to you. If not, you've saved yourself from clinging to someone who might have already checked out emotionally. 7. It's all about the feelings. She Gets Attraction isn't about fitting a perfect checklist. It's not the height, the wealth, or the looks that keep her around. It's the way you make her feel when she's with you. Women aren't looking for a partner who is just nice on paper. They're seeking someone who stirs their emotions. If you can make her feel something, whether it's excitement, joy, curiosity, or even a bit of challenge, you become unforgettable. Too many men focus on ticking the boxes, the right job, the right car, the right looks. But the truth is, women are more drawn to emotional connection than external traits. It's the way you make them feel when they're with you that keeps them interested. This is why a man who might not be the best looking or the richest can still captivate a woman, because he knows how to make her feel something real. What does this mean for you? It means stop relying on your external traits to win her over. Focus on how you engage with her, the energy you bring, and the emotional experience you create. A man who shows up fully present, who leads with authenticity, and who isn't trying to impress but to connect on a deeper level, that's the kind of man who becomes irresistible. When you embrace this mindset, the quality of your relationships improves because you're not chasing validation, you're offering connection. 8. imagination, and fantasy. Keeping her curious, women thrive on excitement and the thrill of the unknown. It's the spark of curiosity, the mystery, the unpredictability that keeps the flame alive. If you're too predictable, always there when she calls, always willing to drop everything for her, you lose that essential element of intrigue. Without it, things start to feel flat. The relationship becomes more like an obligation than an adventure. Why do women often gravitate towards stories of romance and adventure? Because those stories offer a journey, one that isn't predictable, but filled with excitement and unexpected twists. If you become too available, too routine, you strip away the mystery that women crave. You're not allowing her to imagine what could be, to wonder what's next. This doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about living a life full of passion and exploration. When you're genuinely pursuing your own interests and stepping outside of your comfort zone, you naturally become more intriguing. You offer more than just stability. You offer excitement and adventure. By living your life with purpose and unpredictability, you keep the relationship dynamic. You give her a reason to stay curious, to wonder about you, and to feel that spark. This isn't a strategy. It's about being the kind of person who is always evolving and living life with an inner fire that she wants to be a part of. The power of controlled indifference. What if I told you that the more you act like you don't need her, the more she might actually want you? This isn't about being cold or detached. It's about mastering controlled indifference. Controlled indifference is rooted in genuine self-respect. It's about being emotionally stable enough to show that you value her, but you don't need her to feel complete. This subtle detachment flips the dynamic. When a woman senses that you're not desperately trying to keep her, she starts to view you as a prize, something worth winning. This isn't about playing games, it's about showing that your world doesn't revolve around her, which makes you more desirable. The key here is detachment, not disinterest. You're not ignoring her, but you're not chasing after her either. Your life is full of purpose, and you're willing to walk away if the relationship doesn't serve you. When you embrace this kind of emotional freedom, you stop being driven by her responses. Instead, you focus on being the best version of yourself, knowing that if she's meant to be in your life, she will be. As Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. In relationships, this means not putting your happiness or self-worth in someone else's hands. When you practice detachment and maintain your emotional independence, you become the kind of partner who is irresistible because you're self-assured and confident in your own life. The conclusion: cultivating strength and attractiveness. We've covered a lot today, but the central idea is simple. Emotional dependency is a relationship killer, and self-sufficiency is key to becoming a truly attractive partner. Too much care or affection can backfire when it's rooted in neediness rather than genuine love. Remember, it's not about caring less, it's about caring wisely. Love should come from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Keep your own passions, goals, and interests intact, and show affection without losing your sense of self. When you can master this balance, the dynamic becomes healthier and the relationship grows in a way that feels organic, not forced. As you reflect on this, ask yourself, am I living authentically? Am I focusing on my own growth and happiness first? Or am I compromising too much of myself for someone else's approval? Take a moment to think deeply about your relationships and how you show up in them. If you're truly committed to becoming the best version of yourself, it'll shine through in your relationships, attracting the right people in the right way. Thanks for joining me today on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content on mastering relationships through Stoic wisdom. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue the conversation. And remember, true strength lies in living a life where love is a choice, not a need. To wrap up, the key to healthy, fulfilling relationships lies in being confident in who you are, independent of external validation. When you focus on your own growth, emotional maturity, and authenticity, you naturally become more attractive without needing to chase love or approval. Relationships should enhance your life, not define your worth. So ask yourself, are you living in a way that reflects your true values? Or are you compromising for someone else's approval? When you embrace self-respect, maintain your autonomy, and live with purpose, you create lasting connections that come from a place of strength, not need. If you found value in today's discussion, please like and subscribe for more insights on mastering relationships and personal growth. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below. Keep living authentically.